Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter read from the Fall of America. You know, I asked you, do you really recognize anything? Do you really recognize anything that you have played a part into that has crippled America? If you have, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel that you're doing justice? Do you? Do you? I asked you this, can you get out? Can you get out of America when it completely crumbles? Can you? Then I asked you this right here, if you have children, if you have children, and you are a African American, you are of the black community, and I say the black community because see, some of us don't claim to be Africans, but they claim to be black. So, are you of the African community? Are you of the black community? And for all of the injustices we have suffered through, for all of the things we have forged in America, we have plenty martyrs. You feel me? Plenty martyrs. You know what I mean? Just to name a few. We're talking about Dr. Martin Luther King. We're talking about Malcolm X. You feel what I'm saying? He was a Muslim, but he was for the black community. We're talking about I think Huey P. Newton is already passed. I think let's look up and see if Huey P. Newton is has passed. Huey P. Newton. Yeah. He was born February the 17th, 1942, and he was assassinated August 22nd, 1989. Now, Huey P. Newton was part of the Black Panther Party. You got what I'm saying? And that was a martyr. You get me? Our black community, our African American leaders, they died martyrs. You feel what I'm saying? They died changing something in the black community. And I have to give it up to Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party because what they gave to the black community was a nutrition program that's still alive today. Still alive today. They run it raggedy. You got what I'm saying? They run it raggedy because we got a lot of thieves in the world. You got what I'm saying? But they started a nutrition program for the community, which led into a program, I would say nationally, a national nutrition program, all over the United States. You feel what I'm saying? So they changed some laws. Some laws was changed, and it was a lot of intelligent men and women of that party, of that group, of that community within the black community, within the African American community, looking to change things. You get it? Looking to change things. And there's a lot of more martyrs than just them, but them are the most talked about ones. So, like I said again, have you really looked at the part you have played? Are you happy with the part you have played? Because if you're happy with the part you have played, that means you're all about not forging a successful life for your kids. That means you want your kids to live in misery, to always be a minority. A lot of this stuff that we are forging, a lot of this stuff we are laboring, a lot of stuff Dr. Martin Luther King labored, Huey P. Newton labored. Malcolm X labored. They didn't live to enjoy the fruits of it. They didn't live to enjoy the fruits of it. You feel me? You get it? They was gunned down early. And I believe Dr. Martin Luther King was probably the only one that ended up not having a stain on his name. You feel what I'm saying? A stain on his name. So his kids, his wife, they went on to enjoy the fruits of the labor her husband went out in these streets and forged for. You get what I'm saying? You get it? Malcolm X kids, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say they didn't enjoy they didn't reap the fruits of his labor, because they did, but it was not on a scale that these kings, you know, received. You feel what I'm saying? It was not on that scale. And the Newtons, you know what I mean, Hewitt Pugh Newton family, you know what I mean, I don't believe they received anything but the respect of the Oakland, California community. You know, the thanks of them. You got what I'm saying? But besides them really enjoying the labor of their dad or grandfather or their uncle or their cousin labor, you know, no, they put a big stain on their name, you know what I mean, a big stain. They became, you know, they became and looked at as militant. But enough about that. Let's get into this last part of chapter, I believe it's chapter 12. Yeah, chapter 12. Deceivers and the deceived. So with no more delay, you get me? This will be the last part of chapter 12. So let's dive into this. Let's get some nourishment. Let's pass this wisdom along. This the God of justice and truth will force you to do. Before he will be defeated, his purpose and aim is to reunite us to our own. He will fight the arch deceiver with the forces of nature and with his own wisdom, which has no equal to make you and the enemy bow to his will. This is the judgment of the world, and especially of the white man in America, who has been here for 400 years, living between the two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, to do as he pleases. The slave is deprived of the freedom to do as he pleases, but to do as the slave master pleases. Our great misunderstanding of self and of other lies in the deceit of the arch deceiver of us. You get it? You get it? The deceit. They will never teach you and me to do good for self, only under their own power and dictatorship. What we need is to unite, not demanding and marching all over the country to live near the white man in his home, but demand a separate place for us in this country and help us with the means of civilization as he had to get started. Limiting the time to get started within the next 20 or 25 years. Now I say this to you, you know what I mean? That should tell you Farrakhan direction was. You feel what I'm saying? Didn't Farrakhan say, let's pack it up and leave this country, but never said where we was going? But I know a lot of black people felt that we was going to Africa. If we would have did what Farrakhan asked us to do, and Farrakhan went as far as to leaving the country, didn't want us in the, you know, he wanted us out the country. Minister Elijah Muhammad just wanted a piece of the country where that is just predominantly black. You feel what I'm saying? So I say this to you, each teacher adds a different message or make things a little bit bigger than the previous ministers. You feel what I'm saying? The previous speakers. You feel what I'm saying? So are they really correct in it? I don't know. I don't know. You got what I'm saying? Because since the beginning of time, the black culture has always been divided. You get me? Has always been divided. History has proven that in Africa. The Nubians was going against the Kemites. You get it? The Ethiopians was going against the Kemites. The Ethiopians was going against the Nubians. The Nubians was going against the Ethiopians. You understand what I'm saying? So is that really the best suggestion for it all? Because regardless of us going into another country that's predominantly black, there will be whites, there will be Asians, there will be Mexicans, there will be every nationality, every race, every culture upon this earth coming to visit, and you cannot deny entry unless they're what? Felons, right? Felons, right? 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 Alright. So that may not have been the best solution. You get me? May not be the best solution to do that. You might need to face your oppressors, your oppressors face to face and stop being deceived. You get me? Start listening. Start understanding that, okay, this is a devil came in the disguise of a sheep. You get me? A sheep. You understand me? A sheep. Very gentle, very weak, you got what I'm saying? You get it? So understand who you're talking to. Understand why you're being approached, why you're needed. Let's get back into this reading. Many scientists think that it is too late for this demand because of the anger of Allah against America for her evil done to us. But Allah has power over all things, and He does not wish He wills to do. It is up to America if she wants to help us. It would be a great good putting us on the way to self by any evil one or nation. The God of justice will grant them a reward for doing such, as no good act goes without its reward. They deceive the so-called Negro under temptation, filth, indecency, and a promise that they will be given jobs and new homes next door to them in the same territory which their very nature is against and which is without any future. It is temporary enjoyment. We want something permanent. Give us a few of these states to live into ourselves, which we have well earned with 400 years of free labor. When he sees that his life and your life are at stake, to try to accept the present plans filled with deceit to the Negro, both you and he will welcome an opportunity to agree on the kind of program. Unite with me, Black America, for your salvation. That's the end of chapter 12. We will be entering chapter 13 on the next read. And as I said, you know what I mean, I don't believe division, taking us out of America or putting us somewhere predominantly black is the answer. I don't. I believe that it's time for us to adjust in social settings where that we are capable of having peace, capable of not being distracted. You feel what I'm saying? See, a lot of this stuff is distraction to slip you up, to make you fumble, to make you fall short. There are things in place to distract you. There are things in place to help you. You feel what I'm saying? To help you. So figure out what can help you instead of figuring out what can entrap you, enslave you, or keep you in bondage. You feel what I'm saying? Figure it. It's, think, use it. It's sitting up on your shoulders. Use it. It's been a chapter read. I am the nasty pastor. We just wrapped up chapter 12. Look, I love you, and I'm out.